Greetings, salutations. Today I just wanted to make a little video about my history, my journey with veganism, and I'm gonna drink this juice because it's super good and I'm thirsty. That's really good. So I in order for me to tell my vegan story, I have to kind of tell my backstory a little bit of growing up. So I was raised kind of vegetarian, growing up on and off due to religious reasons. My mom's side of the family was Seventh-day Adventist, and they don't consume, or they're vegetarians, I should say, for health reasons. So I kind of did that growing up on and off, not really having any real kind of connection to it myself. Like I still ate animal products, like I said, still ate meat every once in a while. So, kind of typical, North American in that way. And then when I was 20, this was back 2008, March, somewhere around March 2008. I remember, I believe I was driving in my truck, and I was like, kind of had this epiphany. I was like, I think maybe somebody had given me some literature on factory farming, or maybe I saw like a video or something online, but I had a epiphany at that point. I was like, the animals that are used in the dairy and egg industries go through horrible torture, pain, and suffering, and eventual death for, milk, cheese, eggs, that type of stuff. So I was like, do I really want to contribute to that? Do I really want that on my conscience, on my karma? No, I didn't. So I made that choice that day to adopt a vegan lifestyle. So I was out of originally just purely ethical reasons. And then, so yeah, I made that switch that same day, and then I remember going on to this vegan, kind of store website at the time, because 10 years ago there wasn't a whole lot of quote-unquote vegan options at, stores. So I ordered vegan Rice Krispies, I think vegan beef jerky, and I think I also ordered the movie Earthlings, and man, you really want to see what happens under the guise of factory farming, getting animal products to your plate, getting them to the grocery store. Watch that movie. And it's like, was it Albert Schweitzer or somebody else that said, if slaughterhouses had glass walls, there would be a lot more vegetarians, because how the animals are treated, the conditions that they live on are just so horrible, so inhumane. And even for quote unquote free range and organic, that oftentimes doesn't mean a whole lot, as well as they're still seen as a commodity. So when they stop producing, whether it be dairy products or eggs, they're going to be killed in the end anyways, because animals are viewed as a commodity. So a way to make money and nothing else, no matter if they're going through pain or suffering, or if they're being tortured, doesn't matter, they're property. So so anyways, that was my main motivation for adopting a vegan lifestyle, was for ethical reasons. I didn't want to contribute to that, didn't want that on my conscience. And then and I haven't been perfect. To me, veganism is about doing the best within your power to not contribute to animal suffering and death. And so I remember, so it would have been still over 10 years ago, the last time I I should say I knowingly consumed animal products. I was in college, I think there was either some cannabis and alcohol, or maybe a combination of both involved, and so I kind of had like the munchies or something, and they didn't have anything in my dorm room, and so it was a lack of willpower and just mindfulness or thoughtfulness, because I got a candy bar from the vending machine that had milk in it. Felt super bad after. I haven't knowingly ingested animal products since then. That was around September of 2008. So, and then I also obviously try to do my best not to purchase things that have animal products in them. So whether that be like clothes or shoes, cosmetics, any of that type of stuff. So it's not, to me, it's not about being perfect. It's about trying to improve, trying to get better, trying to be more mindful, because in the end it's about ethics for me. Now, I should say in the later years I've seen the importance of adopting a plant-based diet, a whole foods vegan diet, because the factory farming contributes so much to climate change, as far as greenhouse gases, methane, and then the transportation aspect of it as well, generating a lot of CO2. And then all the waste that the animals themselves generate ends up polluting our waterways. And then often these factory farms are in low income communities where they don't really have a say, and then they end up getting all these health problems just by living close to these factory farms. And then also, like, think about what those people working in those factories have to go to. It's even like a human rights thing in my mind, because it's often undocumented workers, or workers that just got to this country and aren't able to really speak up for themselves, fear of getting fired or some type of punitive retaliation, and then so they have to keep up this really crazy pace and work in these just horrible conditions around all this blood and death and torture and suffering that affects them. And then think about it this way: those animals are going through that, and then you're eating that, you're ingesting all of that stress, all of that adrenaline, all of that fear, that sadness, that's going into your body. So what you put into your body, I think, it absorbs into your cells, you become, so you're picking up, on that energy if you're consuming those type of foods. Versus something like this, these are vegetables and fruit, much lower environmental impact. I feel much better ethically about drinking this than I would to be eating, animal products. So originally, like I said, went vegan, or adopted a vegan lifestyle, I should say, because of ethical reasons, and that's the main reason why I still am vegan, but also for environmental reasons as well. And health too, because when I eat whole foods plant-based, I feel really good. So that's kind of my history a little bit with veganism. And then just a quick kind of comment, because I know I've seen on social media a lot of people who have been, somewhat long-term vegan, saying they're having these cravings and wanting to go back to animal products. And to me, obviously I don't know what those people are feeling in their bodies or anything like that, but like I said, I've never had any health problems that have been attributed to veganism, and I've been vegan over 10 years, had blood work done. Recently everything looked good. I'll probably go in another couple months just to get checked up again. But for those who are maybe struggling on a vegan plant-based diet, get some blood work done. Maybe you're not eating enough calories, maybe you're not getting a certain amount of this nutrient or that nutrient. And remember, just keep it whole foods, plant-based. And I wouldn't advocate, unless you have some type of really serious like chronic health problem or something like that, doing like a long like juice or water fast or something like that, because I think a lot of these people that are struggling with being or with long-term veganism do these kind of extreme diets, you know, very long water fast, very long juice fast, that type of thing, where that's very calorically restrictive, so you're going into a caloric deficit, and so your body's just kind of feeding on itself. It's kind of wasting away in a sense, because you're not giving it much nutrition. Well, some nutrition if you're doing a juice fast, I should say, but not enough calories. And even a juice fast, I don't think you're going to be able to get all the nutrients that you need long term. So, and then just another comment kind of around that subject. I think, to me, if somebody was vegan for ethical reasons, they would do everything that was within their power to examine, okay, I'm craving animal products. Is that really what I'm craving? Maybe I should go get some blood work done instead of just like jumping right back into animal products, thinking that's going to improve their health. Yeah, so that's just kind of a little sidebar on that. But yeah, like I said, I feel great on a whole foods, plant-based lifestyle, and if I focus on the fruit and veg, whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds for good fats, and like I feel like on top of the world. I feel amazing, and then supplemented with some stuff, like this, just for extra nutrition, because like juices are a great way to get a lot of nutrition in very easily, because so I hope this video finds you well. Have you adopted a vegan lifestyle in the past, or maybe you curious about one now? Are there any questions I could ask you, or do you have maybe any questions or want any tips around maybe transitioning to that lifestyle? I did it like just cold turkey, and that worked for me, but that might not work for everybody. It might be easier to eliminate, kind of one animal product a week, and then just keep limiting that until you're, fully plant-based. But I think, veganism is awesome. I felt that it led me down towards a more, how should I say, it led me down a more examined life in a way, because because it really honed in on my ethics and morality, and then it opened up to, the environmental impact of, animal agriculture, as well as the health consequences of consuming animal products as well. So yeah, anyways, I could go on and on about veganism, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it, and if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, I would be more than happy to answer them. And let's remember to be kind to each other, to the planet, to the animals, and to ourselves. And yeah, and then one last thing. So my diet's kind of changed throughout these past 10 years. So originally, when I first went vegan, I remember distinctly eating like a lot of brown rice, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, good amount of fruit, some oatmeal, cereal, that type of stuff. And then I went off to college, so I was eating, what they had at the cafeteria, which was actually pretty good. And then moved into my own kind of apartment the year after that. Kind of ate, not the best while I was in college. Once I got out, my diet started to get better in the last, say, 4 or 5 years, I've really started to focus more on what I'm putting into my body. Obviously, it's always been vegan, but I've tried to focus more on the whole foods, and I think that's what if you want to thrive long term on a vegan lifestyle, then we got to focus on the whole foods. I think that's super important. Stay away from the processed food, from the processed vegan junk food. You know, just because something's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. I mean, it might be more ethical, but it doesn't mean it's healthier for us or necessarily super good for the environment either. You know, like packaging and processing and everything. So, just a little side note on that. And with that, me and Clarence say